We'll leave the doors open in case some people want to come in that haven't found their way here yet. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you tonight. I just want to point out when that red light is on over there, our meeting is being recorded, and it will be shortly uploaded onto our website. So we're good there. Also want to point out that all of our meetings, we expect them to be carried out courtesy, honesty, and respect, and that comes from us to you, and we like to have courtesy and honesty and respect reciprocated. So, having said that, I'll tell you, as I tell you every night, sometimes I make mistakes. When I do, I'm sure somebody is good enough to help me correct them, and I will acknowledge them and we'll move on. Having said that, I call the meeting to order now, and girls, as far as attendance goes, everybody's here with the exception of Councillor Donovan. Need a motion for the approval of the agenda. Moved by Councillor Underhill, seconded by Councillor Hare. On the question? All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Approval of agenda passed. Approval of minutes. We have a number of minutes that we have to approve tonight. Council, you had these sent to you now for some while. First approval of minutes is 4.1, regular council minutes meeting July 7th, 2026. Is there a mover to moved by Councillor Sturgeon, seconded by Councillor Holohan. On the question? All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Minutes to approve, council meeting of July 17th passed. Article 4.2, special council meeting on July the 14th. Again, council, you've had those for some time. May I have a motion to approve them? Motion to approve by Councillor Underhill, seconded by Councillor Sturgeon. On the question? Those in favor? Contrary? July 14th has passed. The last set of minutes to approve back in July are the special council meeting of July the 23rd. Again, we've had them for a period of time now. Do I have a motion to pass those minutes? Moved by Senator Holohan. That's a standing joke. Standing joke between Justin and I. Moved by Councillor Holohan and seconded by Councillor Hare. On the question, all those in favor? Aye. Contrary minded? Motion passed. Declarations of conflict of interest. Council, we've seen the agenda for tonight. Would anybody like to declare a conflict of interest on any of our upcoming subjects? Nobody has declared a conflict. Having said that, if we start feeling uncomfortable, maybe it's up to you if you want to declare a conflict later. Correspondence. Do we have any correspondence that we should address? No correspondence to address. We open our meetings every time we have a regular meeting to people in the community if they would like to come in and address council and speak to us on a particular subject where they have an involvement. And tonight we have two guest speakers on our agenda. I'm sure that our guest speakers have been told, but guest speakers have a lot more than 10 minutes. And our first speaker is Lois Hoser. So, Lois, we have a nice podium right there. You can present. Yep. Sure. And folks, just as a sidebar, some of the feedback I'm getting about the recording is people can't hear us really well. So we'll try to speak, so that people can hear us. And, I do believe the speaker is over there, kind of where that red box is blinking, or it's right here, I guess. So, Mrs. Tozer, keep that in mind, so people, when they listen to us online, they can hopefully hear your presentation as well. Before you start, I believe Councillor Bundy has something to
Yeah,
say.
just, maybe over there would be better for the camera. Now, tonight we're probably fine with what we are, but did everybody read that email that we received?
I did read that email, and I asked that, so we did receive an email saying that, when people are watching the minutes online, they would like to see council, and, they're not so concerned with the audience and that type of thing, or people shuffling papers. So, Tina and Jen and I did discuss that, and I asked them, what about if we just flipped this room? So, we as council could be up there, we would be in front of the camera, we could be heard, maybe projecting better. So, moving forward, probably next council meeting, we'll have a different arrangement in here, but, yeah, we're gonna try to address that. So, having said that, Mrs. Tozer, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you, Mayor and Council. I'm here tonight to represent Chinook Village Community Center. Just to give you a bit of history on the center, Chinook Village Community Center, it continues the legacy of impacting the surrounding communities in positive ways for over 50 years. Formerly, its name was the Little Southwest Recreational Center. The new name expands its space and invites a village in recognition of the chosen and indigenous history of the area. The word Chinook was chosen. Chinook River is a Canadian river in Northumberland County. In Brunswick, the river drains northeastward from Holmes Lake and Chinook Lake. Its original name for the Little Southwest Miramichi River was Chinook River. So before, when the First Nations people were here, they called it Chinook River. And when everyone moved in and the white man took over, they changed it to the Little Southwest River. So it's been that ever since. But over the decades, we've had the community center. It's been a hub of activities, including being the host site for many of the Miramichi Valley Ball leagues. The local team that was known in Silligers was called Silligers Lumber Team. And let me tell you, if you want to see a fist fight in the weekend, you just went to the ball game because it was a rowdy fight sometimes. So just to give you a little bit of the status on the Chinook Village, we're a nonprofit community center incorporated in September the 16th, 1981. The name change was done on May the 22nd, and then we were incorporated in 2019 to Chinook Village Community Center. We have a yearly elected volunteer board. We have open membership to anyone who desires to purchase the membership card. Meetings we have once a month, sometimes council and executive have to meet earlier, but we strive to meet at least once a month. To give you our assets, Chinook Village Community is a 16-acre property with river frontage. The unique log facility was completed in 1983. It was designed and constructed by all the local men in the area, so it's got a lot of history in those logs. The assets of the facility and property are debt-free, with pertinent taxes paid up to date. What we do, we raise money to help the community. Just a few of the things that we've done. The female lacrosse team last year, I think, the Canadian team was going to maybe Scotland? Newfoundland, okay. So we raised $2,500. The people in the area donated all the food, and we put it together and raised $2,500 to help on their trip to Newfoundland. There was a young gentleman he had to have brain surgery in Winnipeg. So in one evening, we all got together and we have a great team, by the way, they're all here. We got together and we raised $5,000 within 4 hours so he could fly to Winnipeg to get his surgery. So just gives you an idea of some of the things that we do. And since we got the building, when we went there in 2019, the windows were broke out, there was no power, all electrical. We had indoor heating, it was cut off. there was nothing left, they just put the flushes in the sink. So we started with nothing, and we built it up, and we used to bring hot water and generators, and we finally got it up and accessible. And we, after doing that, we raised $170,000 for our community. Now, this was nobody that donated big money. It was all the people in this room that would take their money, buy what we needed to put these events on, and put them on so that we could help families. We've helped them struggling with health issues, heart issues, cancer, burn homes with no insurance. Like, it's been all walks of life that we've helped them. And every Wednesday, there's a group of these ladies, they bring the seniors in, and they provide a lunch for them, and they entertain them, give them games and all sort of things every Wednesday. So we do a lot of community work. And we also do funeral receptions at no charge to the family. We've done one Saturday, we have another one the 15th, and then one on September 3rd. And it helps families that can't really afford to do that lunch after. So everybody goes together, we bring the food together, and we do it free of charge for the families when they're in need. And we do rent the facility for all kinds of events. We do bridal showers, baby showers, grad parties, birthday parties, family reunions, and much, much more. Our neighbors, the Metamonaglia First Nation, they rent our facility quite often. And we work back and forth together really good. We do hold markets twice a year. We hold events each month from May through December to try to earn some money to keep it going, because it is a struggle to keep it going. And we are now looking at the revival of our ball field. For those kids that have aged out of T-ball, they have nowhere to go then. They're done for ball. So I think I know Mayor Norton had facilitated a productive meeting there on 2 weeks ago maybe, with Kelsey Mandeville, Ryan Hatchie, and Abby Scott, and they gave us a lot. It was very encouraging, the statistics they gave us. In 23, we had 28 players. In 24, we had 68. 25, we had 80. 26, we have 129 kids that play pickleball. So that's amazing. And they have no place to put them all now, so they gotta divide them up and send some out to the soccer field at the school so that they can take their turns to play. So that's what we're into right now. We're going to get volunteers together and get the ball field revived for them and give them a place to play ball. And a bit about our status. For a nonprofit community center incorporated in September 16, 1981. I went over that, we changed the name. And a few more things that we do. Is the first of all, before I go any further, our building is in need. Our logs are starting to rot, there's cracks like up that big that cold weather blows right in. We're trying to put insulation in them. We need financial support to fix the logs. We have a local contractor. He gave us a quote of $50,000, and that's to glass all of the cracks, seal them, and stain it, and stabilize the inside of the building. If we don't do that, within 3 to 4 years, we're not going to have a building to use. So we've done all this work. We've put the money into it, and all these generous people that are sitting here take the money out of their own pocket to keep it going. So we have an invested interest in it. We'd like to have it stay there forever, as long as we're here anyway. I don't know how long it will keep working, it's going to be there. But anyway, we do have a quote of $50,715 to get the logs done. So I got 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You watch how fast I can talk in 2 minutes here. Okay, I'll give you our financial needs. Power bill runs into about $1,300 in the winter months. Our building and director's insurance, $4,500. A general maintenance and repairs, $10,000. And since we're incorporated, we have never asked the municipality for anything. But I'm here tonight to humbly ask you to support us like the other recreation councils. We feel we deserve to have the same amount that they're getting, and we would hope that someone in this room, after hearing what we do, would make a motion that we do get the support that the other ones, we're looking for 40,000 a year. Maybe that's a lot to ask, but it really isn't when you take the tax base in, we would like to have our share, and if it would be possible, we humbly ask that you would consider it. And that's all I have to say. Thank you very much for listening to us, and we're glad to be here.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor, can we ask some questions?
Sure.
I just have a couple of short ones. Membership fee, how many members do you have?
We have 35 at the moment, maybe?
So 40.
40.
And what's the fee per year?
$25. Yeah, 25 per year.
Did I hear you say that the people with you, like, they donate food and stuff?
They do.
You do this,
All
these
of
events?
these people that are here with us tonight, the only thing in all the events that we do, because I mean, it takes a lot of money to keep the doors open. So all of the people bring the food and stuff, everything is donated from maybe 15 people. They come there, they do the meals with us, we do the cleanup ourselves. The only thing that we would ask to do to pay over the funds that we raise, if we have to buy turkeys, perhaps, or hams, or something like that, that's the only thing that we ask them to buy. Because, like, we're trying to keep it open, it's a good facility for youth, and we have walking trails there that the seniors use all the time, so we have a lot of maintenance. So we would appreciate it if you would consider doing this for us. And hopefully, we'll get a positive response.
Marilyn, you have a question?
More of a statement. I just want to say thank you for the work that you and the ladies, and I assume there's quite a few gentlemen as well involved in this.
Well, I don't know, we heard I think we're too hard to work with, we only got about 2 of them to come.
But you did bring one with you tonight.
We brought one tonight,
Yeah.
so he's our main man, he's our maintenance manager, and let me tell you, he works, yeah, he does.
Justin?
Just a quick question, the ball you talking about, is it softball or pickleball? Or both?
It's gonna be hardball,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
You said pickleball.
Oh, I meant,
Baseball.
I knew it was baseball.
I'm
Just
not,
wanted to clarify.
listen, I'm a hockey player, not baseball.
Further questions,
Any
council?
more questions?
Thank you very much
Okay.
for coming and presenting to us, Mrs. Tozer, and bringing this fine contingent of spectators with you. Come back to our other meetings too, you don't just have to come when you have a presentation, okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next on our agenda, we have Naomi Savoy.
And Debbie Wall.
I'm not Naomi. And Debbie who?
Debbie Wall. Debbie Wall.
Okay, Naomi Savoy and Debbie Wall, and, we're a bit of a package deal. Okay, yeah. So, Mr. Buggy keeps track of time, as you see from what he gave Mrs. Tozer there, so, without further ado, you're on.
I can talk fast as well. So I am not Naomi. Naomi's with me. We're here to introduce the International Student Program that is part of a bunch of initiatives across the province that's been going on for almost 30 years. And when we're asked by Tina, I believe, why we would like to present to council is because we think it's very important for everybody in this room. And I didn't realize there was so many people, or I would have brought more pamphlets. To know what the International Student Program does for the community. We have visiting international students who come from all over the world. Mr. Buggy can attest to that. He's had students in his school. It's been a very positive experience for the school, the community, and especially for the students that represent our program. So they are visiting from a variety of different countries around the world, anywhere from 11 to 18 years of age. They come for short periods of time, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, or even a full school year. They're here to learn English, to immerse themselves in Canadian culture, to learn about our way of life, and anyone who's ever been to Blackville School and to Sunny Corner, because I know that this council represents both schools, high schools in our region. They've always had such a positive experience and have never gone home to say that they've been to a small little place they didn't know where they were. They wanted to be in a small, calm, they call it calm, small welcoming environment, and that's exactly what Blackville and Sunny Corner offers students. I am not from either of those communities. I live in Bathurst. I'm the regional manager of the program, but Naomi is our new homestay coordinator for Blackville. So she will be the face for this community. Barbara Much wanted to be here with us tonight, but she's also, has family commitments tonight, so she's going to be the homestay coordinator for Sunny Corner for NCR. And she's not a stranger to anybody who's from that area as well. So between these two ladies, they're asking for your support as well as myself. We would like for you to consider either opening your home to an international student, and if you're not able to do so, to please take one of our pamphlets and talk about it with your family, your friends, your neighbors. And I'm sure everybody in this room knows somebody who would be interested or available or would be a great host parent. You need to be able to provide a home, private bedroom, make sure that students feel welcome, part of the family. I had a great presentation, by the way. My laptop is there with a great PowerPoint presentation, but I didn't get a chance to do that. So I'm just going through the top. So you need welcoming home environment. Treat the student, male or female, your choice. Because the process is to tell a student, we're not passing out students like we would, Halloween candy at Halloween time. It's a process to sit down with the homestay coordinator, learn about the program, know what your expectations and expectations from the program are for the host family, know what the students are supposed to be doing while in their care, also make sure that they would match your best. And one of the things that I do on my end is make sure every student who comes to the community, to Blackville or Sunny Corner, wants that small, intimate, quiet, calm environment. It's not a city area. So we would never put a student from Madrid who wants to be in the city, who wants to be at a coffee shop every night in Blackville or Sunny Corner. It just doesn't work right from the get-go, right? We know that. We've had that experience. So we have students who are talking about what a great environment it is because there's hiking trails, there's waterways. I want to learn how to, one of our boys who wants to come to this region wants to learn how to fish. He wants to be a fish, wants to be fishing on Miramichi River. What more could you ask, right? We've had agents who I've brought to rural communities. Sunny Corner, I have two ladies who came in with me from Spain who are agents from that country come to visit to see what the kids are talking about. When we walked into NSCR, they said, this is just like the movie. I said, yeah, this is like the movie. They heard the basketball in the gym, the kids all fist bumping, and everybody's saying hello, everybody's friendly. This is just like in the movie. And I said, you're absolutely right. So they went home and told all their friends about NSCR. I had another agent from Switzerland who came to Blackville School, met Ashley Hallahan, and found out what was going on in Ashley's little world, and went back to Switzerland and said, I have a student, contacted me probably a month later, said, I have a student who I think should go to Blackville. That has never happened before. We've never had a student request to go to Blackville School, but it does happen, because the community of Blackville, the community of Sunny Corner, they are wonderful communities. I've taught in both those communities. I've not lived there specifically, but I taught in Blackville School a long time ago, and not so long ago in Sunny Corner at the elementary school. So that's why some people look familiar, because I have been in both communities, and I know what they're all about. And I know what the type of people who are there, the community, the school community, and how welcoming it is, and we want that for our students. So far, out of 11 students that we have destined for Sunny Corner and Blackville, either or, we have 2 students already placed in Sunny Corner, full-year Japanese student and a full-year Spanish student. And we also have 2 Spanish short-term 4-month students that Naomi has already brought on board. So yay, Naomi. She's only been in the role for about less than 3 weeks. And anybody who knows Naomi knows she's a worker and a very friendly face. She would like to hear from you. So would Barbara Much, because if you have a spare room, our host families are single parents, retired people, empty nesters, young people as well as over the age of 25, with young children, without children. We have some host families who host 1 student, some who take 2, some who are only available for 3 months, some who are available for the whole school year. And right now we have students who just keep coming back. Come for a year, love it so much, they come back for more than 1 year, 2 years, graduation. One of our students who came from Hong Kong to Miramichi Valley last year, grade 11, the year before, grade 11, came back this past year, graduated in June of 2026, and went home for the summer after 2 years of being at Miramichi Valley, and is coming back to visit her host family in August to pick up her belongings because she's going to university at Mount Airy. How cool is that, right? So we have a wonderful place, wonderful country, wonderful province. We celebrate President's Day, Canada Day, because we're proud of our region, and we're very proud of this area, our home, and we want to share it with the world, and the world loves our region as well. So the kids have great things. And I know that I could probably talk for another 20 minutes, and I know that Rodney Budgie would probably love to say, I vote for that as well, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, Naomi, is there anything you would like to say?
Yeah, actually, I'm really excited to, do this in Blackville. Everyone's welcomed me here, 8 years ago, me and my husband, and we've, tried our best to be a big part of the community. And, this, I feel, is something else we can bring forward to be even that much closer. I love going to the school. My kids are all grown up, I have no reason to be there, but I go to the breakfast program, so this is something else I can give back and help be part of the youth that's here, because, everybody's wonderful, and I know that you guys also welcome in some more young students from other countries.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm excited to be part of this.
Good.
We had close to 800 students coming into the province in September across the province. In the north, my region, as regional manager, is from Campbellton all the way to Rexton, and we have 181 students that we have, in that region. And it's 2 minutes. We have, so with that 181 students, we have, the majority of them are already placed, but we have a small pocket that we're still looking for the host family. So that's why we're coming to visit. I was here actually, not in this room, in another room, 4 years ago with the former homestay coordinator team, Ashley and Kelly Hallahan, who are going to be host parents this year, because while they have a very busy family, they are now able to commit to being host family, or homestay coordinators, like Naomi is, but they're going to be taking one of her Spanish students for 4 months. So we would like for you to consider it as well. And you know the people in the community. I have gone around knocking on doors in my community before, and I know that there's lots of people in this room that can do the same. Now, we're talking about the relationship part, because when those students come back year after year, or invite you to a wedding like I did last year, I hosted a boy from Turkey for 2 years, he got married last August. My daughter and I flew to Turkey for 3 weeks, were treated like royalty, attended a wedding that looked like something out of a movie, and we connected with all of the students in that way, because it was in our home. We want that experience for everybody. But also, there is an economic thing to this as well, because every student who comes into our province brings, on average, about $25,000 to the regions they come through. Because their host families are provided a stipend, which is a tax-free stipend to cover expenses. It's not something, it's not a paycheck, it's to cover expenses of hosting a student for the meals, because they do eat, they're teenagers, remember? And they need the same things any teenager needs. So if you've had children of your own, or know nieces and nephews or neighbors, they all need the same thing. They need a safe place to be, they need warmth, they need somebody to care about them, and look after them. We hope that you're going to be able to. Okay. So we have some pamphlets, like I said, if you can't host, please pass them on to somebody else.
We also have some questions.
Okay, awesome, let's read a little question.
Debbie, typically, is it a year? I know you said 4 months, so kids come at different.
Well, they all arrive in September.
Okay.
So we have students who come from September until November 13th, so a 3-month program. Then we have another group that comes from, it depends on the country they're from. The short-term 3-month students are from Brazil. We have students from Spain from September until December. They leave before the Christmas holidays. And then we have 5-month students who are just here for a semester. And then we have other students who are here from September until June. And then sometimes, like in their application, it'll say, here for grade 10 to graduation, so 10, 11, 12. So we usually let host families know that if they're taking a student who's in that position, that they must really fall in love with these students, and they might be here forever with them, because that has happened. Thank you. Yeah. Good question, thank you. Any other questions? Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
that concludes the presentation. We're gonna move on to council reports. Mayor Norris has accepted the evidence to go and give her report, so I'll chair till she returns. And I guess, lead with my report. So my monthly report as given today, my two primary responsibilities are co-chair of Parks and Recreation and Tourism, so I'll report mostly on those two things. Parks and Recreation, renovations of the dugouts and bathrooms at the Rouge Ball Field are nearing completion. The bathroom reservations are essentially complete, and the only thing remaining to be installed on the dugouts is the steel roofing. Big thank you to Councillor Donovan, who is not here tonight, for taking the lead on this initiative. And for all those responsible for planning and execution of these renovations, the bathrooms and dugouts will be complete for the upcoming Renews Days, thanks to their dedication. I received a letter of support from Principal of Milton School, Tim Grattan, regarding the use of school property for the proposed community walking trail, proposed by the Millerton Recreation Council. I'm currently working on a proposal to be submitted to Andrew Underhill of the Anglophone School District, with the intent to have the district commit to ongoing maintenance of the trail. Celebrations for both Black Days and Funny Corner Days were well attended this month. On behalf of council, I'd like to extend gratitude of council to all those involved. Each committee who took the time to plan and operate its activities for the respective communities. A special thank you to the Blackmore Recreation Council, who, through their well-planned fundraising activities, were able to donate over $5,000 to the Blackmore School graduating class of 2027. Funds donated will go towards the graduating class of Safe Grad. Council is currently facilitating the clearing out and disposal of unused resources in the old tourism building in the Blackmore Municipal Park, in accordance with policy for disposal of assets. More information on possible items to be sold or donated will be made available to the public when applicable. Tourism night markets continue to be a success. On Wednesday evenings at the Blackmore Tourism Building, markets offer a wide range of locally developed products and services. And I would like to offer thanks to all local business owners and merchants who are faithfully attending these markets. There were 48 patrons for the Saturday night performances of the Dare performances at the tourism building at the Blackmore Municipal Park for the month of July. Attendance seems to be growing on pattern to what we saw last year with each performance. Miscellaneous, just some other things outside of those two committees. This month, I and other members of council attended a meeting with representative of Horizon Health, which I'm sure Councillor Underhill will go into a bit more detail of. Part of that meeting was getting news of Dr. Tiffany Keating coming back to the area to offer medical services out of the Blackville Health Center for a one-year contract. This news was later shared to the public, which was very well received. I would like to thank Councillor Underhill for leading the initiative and continuing to advocate for the improvement of health services in our area on council's behalf. In many conversations with residents after the news was shared, it was clear that there was a sense of relief within the community. Also this month, I attended 3 special meetings, as well as committee of the whole meeting here at the municipal office. The minutes and agenda, to my knowledge, for each meeting will be publicly accessible after their adoption this evening. I'm continuing to work on drafting and finalizing a new expense policy using the previous policies for reference to be approved and attached to the remuneration bylaw. The draft of this policy was discussed at the committee of the whole meeting last week, with numerous suggestions and amendments being brought forward over the last few days. I and all members of council are committed to developing, amending, approving, and adopting a fair, appropriate, transparent, and effective expense policy and remuneration bylaw to which we all can be held accountable to. This process will be swift but not rushed in order to ensure the process is given the proper consideration. That completes my report, and I move its adoption.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Report on. Sure.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Sturgeon. Very quickly, I'd like to give a report. Most of you know a lot of this, so I'll go through it very quickly, and then will be posted to our website as well. We all attended the two-day workshop in St. John, and sponsored by the Department of Local Governance and Teaching Governance for Municipalities. Another thing that I've been busy with, I met with Adaptive Solutions regarding a breach in MRV email, several times. Adaptive confirmed breach occurred, steps taken, contacted the Ombuds office, conducted the investigation, met with the individual whose information was breached, put corrective measures in places to reduce possibilities of breaches occurring, and filed a report with the Ombuds office. Met with Lightworks to read the video surveillance at the municipality building at that red light. Movements for transparency since elections. Meetings are recorded and posted on the website now, expenses posted on the website. We met with the Deputy Ombuds regarding MRV RTIPA request. We hired Chelsea Buggy on a temporary basis to clean up RTIPA requests. We are currently in the process of hiring an HR firm to hire for the position of Chief Administrative Officer and possibly a Director of Fire Service. We established a tender box for office for the Miramichi River Valley. We hired a new municipal lawyer, Paul Landry of McIntyre Finn. Many new committees were started with invitations extended to residents to participate. And something new off the press, Mayor Monday. Beginning next Monday, August the 10th, at the municipal office here from 10 to 2. The mayor will be here, and any constituents of MRV who would like to discuss the matter with Mayor Norton, please call the municipal office to book a meeting. Fire services. Met with the advisor on several occasions, had formal meeting with Sunny Corner Fire Department to get acquainted as per their invitation. I've had informal conversations with Blackville Fire Chief, and we're going to follow up with a formal meeting, and also informal conversations with Renew's Fire Chief to be followed up by a formal meeting. There's quite a section here in the sewer system in Blackville. We're dealing with that, and that's, I got a full racing report on that further on, so I'm not going to talk about it right now. Miscellaneous road work in the village. Areas of concerns have been expressed by several residents. Ms. Hayes called for tenders on this work. St. Isidore and Y Construction have explored the scope of work. North Shore Construction invited to tender as well. Decision will be made and work performed. Health services, Deputy Mayor spoke to that. The lobbying, like health is not a mandate on our municipality, but we have lobbied hard. We'd like to think it had some effect. Anyways, good things became of it, whether we were the reason or not, and Deputy Mayor Sturgeon spoke to that, so I'm not going to beat that horse any longer. Meetings are also ongoing with Doketown and Boys Town regarding a collaborative system of healthcare. Ongoing, took an opportunity to attend Canada Day activities in Blackville Park as well as participate in parade. Took an opportunity to participate in parade and serve a breakfast for Sunny Corner Days. Looking forward to Renewed Day celebration. Of particular notice is the awesome volunteers who make these events so memorable. Miramichi River Valley is one of the best places in the world to live, in my eyes. Friendly, giving citizens sets our municipality on a pedestal for others to aspire. I have been contacted rezoning and zoning from several constituents. I sought advice from Justin Forbes from the Greater Miramichi Service Commission Planning Division. Dialogue with Darren Matchett, DTI, regarding the status of the South Cairns River Road as well as Snowfin barricade where CN took out a train bridge by enclosure. CN is supposed to be fixing this crossing. Heard from concerned citizens regarding clearing of catch basins here in the village. Ms. Hayes has called for tenders and work will be completed soon to do that. Also heard from several constituents expressing concerns with what they deem with speeding in Blackville Village to address with the RCMP. residents of Blackwell, Village inquiring as to why speed limit is not constant within village boundaries, to dialogue with DTI engineers to determine the outcome of their request. Ms. Hayes is working on employee records and management, including, us as council, and moving forward, RCMP criminal checks to become part of files. I've had the privilege of discussing many items that were brought forward by concerned citizens. A need for a bylaw which would permit ATVs to travel legally on certain sections of highways in their municipalities. Have met and heard from their concerns, reached out to Quad NB, reached out to other municipalities, who have similar bylaws, reached out to Crown Land VCs. Councillor Underhill is currently working on his venture, and council is moving to make this a reality as soon as possible. And as you already heard tonight, have facilitated a meeting with Two Duck Rec Center Incorporated and Sunny Corner Minor Baseball Association. This will be on the website shortly. Thank you. And our next report comes from Tyson Donovan, and Tyson's not here tonight. Next report's from Councillor Hare.
Need a motion.
Oh, I need a motion to accept my report. Moved by Councillor Underhill, seconded by Councillor Sturgis. On the question, all those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carries. Thank you. Councillor Hare.
So, Membership River Valley office received a call on July 21st about an unsightly premises next door to them on Route 420 in Sillikers. The complaint was that the property next door to them had been abandoned for a few years, and they felt that it could be a fire risk as the grass is extremely high. So I drove up and I met with the complainant, and I had a look at the property, and I took a few pictures. It was all green, there was no electricity going to the house, so I wasn't sure, so I contacted Fire Chief Jeff Silliker, and I asked him if he could go have a look at the premises, as I felt his knowledge would be better than mine to assess the property as a fire hazard. Chief Silliker went to the house, had a look around, took some pictures. He got back to me, and his response was, besides being overgrown, they didn't see anything as a fire hazard. I am, however, going to FNB this week, and I want to see if I can find out who the owner is, because there seems to be a lot of controversy over that. And that way, in case we feel that the area might come under the Unsightly Premises Act. However, the house itself is not unsightly, like there's a roof and windows and everything. So, once I find out who the owner is, at least they could contact them, and perhaps they could get somebody to come in and cut the grass. The grass is, it's all green around it, so. And that's my report. Move to accept my report.
Moved by Councillor Hare to accept a report, seconded by Councillor Sturgeon. On the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Contrary? Report passed. Councillor Buggy.
So as we spoke in our closed session regarding the hiring of a recruiting company to hire a CAO, or to shorten the CAO, or recruit a CAO, and to potentially recruit a Director of Fire Services, I narrowed it down to two out of the three that I received information from, and both of the two were very highly recommended from the references. So I went with the one that was a little bit cheaper and in New Brunswick. That's the one I would like to move, that we accept E3 as the recruiting company to recruit our CAO and potentially our Director of Fire Services.
So that's a motion you're making, Councillor Buggy?
It is.
So you've heard the motion by Councillor Buggy. Do we have a seconder for the motion? Seconded by Councillor Underhill. On the question,
Question?
all those in favor?
Aye.
Contrary? Motion passed. Anything further, Councillor Buggy?
No, I'll be speaking with the gentleman tomorrow, and let him know that we're going to move ahead with him. And he gave a timeline that really this week would probably be a wash. We're employees were coming back from vacation, but we could certainly hit the ground running on next Monday.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Councillor Underhill.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So under the health update, as we already heard, very pleased to have Dr. Keenan with us now. She actually started on July 27th. She's working 3 days a week. As we all know, or most people would know, we have 1.5 positions for health providers at the clinic. So even though we have someone 3 days a week, and she's actually wonderful and from the area as well, recruitment still needs to be ongoing. And we know when recruitment of people, health professionals from outside the area, part of what we have to be able to do is provide support as a community to show the type of community that we are. So that, certainly from council's perspective, is how we're going to move forward. I'm actually meeting with Dr. Keenan on Tuesday, August 11th, because if any of you know Dr. Keenan, she is a go-getter and wants to do all kinds of wonderful wellness initiatives. So I'm meeting with her to discuss some opportunities. Under wellness as well, the Old Fashioned Christmas team and Blackwell Home and School are partnering to plan for Blue in the Park. That will be coming up in October, I believe it's the 21st. It is the Saturday before Halloween, and this event is being presented to council tonight. Hopefully to be approved that we will be able to use the park. Something in addition to that, right now we are planning for a movie night in the park, and that will be coming up for an evening in August. And it's a huge outdoor screen, and it will be free to folks, and we want to do it before school starts. The Old Fashioned Christmas team are working diligently, planning for the upcoming Old Fashioned Christmas event in November. Still looking for folks. We have 4 or 5 additional names of people that would like to join us or simply help out that night. So thank you to everyone. Under Public Safety, EM, and Fire Services update, we've worked, the Councillor Donovan and myself and the Fire Services Advisor, we've worked to update the emergency measures bylaw. It's currently in draft, and we have a draft terms of reference for the Emergency Management Committee. So that's ongoing. Hopefully we'll have the first reading for the updated bylaw for September. Under general updates, we've completed the first draft of the public complaints management policy. So the first draft is currently underway and will be presented tonight. We have a draft policy that's been worked on in collaboration with administration on municipal records and information management manual to be adopted for our municipality, bylaw number 91, we're hoping to have updated and started tonight, and that is in relation to the ATV road access, with additional requests for ATVs to have access to roads. Again, I was able to also attend the meeting with the Ombudsman. Great opportunity for learning and very worthwhile, so thank you for being included. Just wanted to say, upcoming in the next month, Renews Days has kicked off, and a number of events all week. And of course, if anyone's been to the turkey supper, you know you have to go back. It's Wednesday, you have to get there early. They're usually sold up by 5:30, 6 o'clock. So I will be in line at 3, so just letting you know. And that is everything for me tonight. Thank you very much. Oh, someone moved, I guess, on my behalf. Do I move? I'm going to move for my report to be adopted. Thank you.
Great report, thank you. Marilyn, seconded by Justin. On the question, Rodney?
I just have a question, Marilyn, just be aware of the movie.
Yes.
You're, get the rights to it, eh?
Yes.
Because we've had an issue at school with having
Yes.
things shut down when all your kids are there and restarted. So
Thank
you
you.
just can't take your, you
I
just can't advertise
do
it or
that.
watch it.
Thank you. Great observation, thank you, Councillor Buggy. On the question,
Question?
all those in favor?
Aye.
Contrary? Motion passed. Councillor Holland.
Right, so I have a simple one, I'm on case there with Rod, we've already discussed it, and it's nothing to add. I did meet in July with someone on Marina about, their ceremony. I won't discuss that right here, as it's already on the agenda later on down.
Motion?
Yeah.
Councillor Holohan has presented his report and looking for a motion to approve. It's been seconded by Councillor Underhill. On the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Contrary? Motion passed. Financial reports, Jennifer McLaughlin. Everybody should have a copy of the financial report.
I don't have any questions, Jennifer. On the first page, would you mind adding in a column so we know what the total budget is for the year?
Sure. Isn't that the first column?
No, that's only to now. No,
The first column is
So
the
this
budget
is
amount.
Okay.
2026 budget amount.
Okay, sorry.
May I have an observation. So, the first column is the 2026 budget amount. The second, column is the expenses to date. We are currently at August 4th, 2026. So for the year, we have budgeted $646,420, but expenses to date are $633,279, in basically the first 7 months of operating. So we have a balance of $13,141.02.
A question.
Question, right?
So I'm going back, so what I'm looking for is, this is for the general government services, and then we have additional budget amounts on through. Could we change the first page to actually have the total budget? Because this is what I'm seeing on the first page is only for the general government. So the total budget, the expenses to date, and the balance that we have, rather than us trying to, add it up in our head. Because, no. Do you know what I mean, Jen?
Yeah.
Okay. Because these are totals, for we have total protective services, total transportation, so just to have the total, maybe on the very first page. Yeah. Thank you. That would give us an idea how much money we actually have left over at the end of July. Because right now, you're gonna have to add each column up.
So we do have more than $13,000 to get through the next 5 months.
Yeah.
General government.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know, good to know.
Yeah.
Any more further questions on the financial statement, to August 4th, 2026 tonight? Motion to move? Motion by Jennifer to, move the financial statement, seconded by, Matt Sturgeon. On the question?
She can't.
Oh, Jennifer.
Matthew
Matthew will move it? You can't just change the.
Oh,
Midstream on here. Sorry about that, folks. So Jennifer cannot move. It's moved by, Councillor Sturgeon for the approval. It's seconded by, Councillor Buggy. On the question? All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Financial report moved. Moving on to new business, item 11.1, garage roof quote, Tina.
So we put out a tender for replacing the trees on the garage. Everyone should have copies of the three quotes that we received. So we have one from KF Contracting. In the amount of $5,900 plus tax. And we have one from KD Peterson Roofing Limited in the amount of $4,900 plus tax. And we have one from Three Rivers in the amount of $1,445 plus tax.
Thank you, Tina. Council, we've heard the three quotes. We need to make a motion to move that we accept one of these, companies and have the roof fixed. So be it resolved, the council approve the quotation submitted by Three Rivers Construction Limited for the replacement of the asphalt shingle roof on the municipality's detached garage in the amount of $4,445 plus applicable HST in accordance with the request for quotation. Okay, seconded by Councillor Underhill, on the question. Question? All those in favor? All those in favor?
Aye.
Contrary? Motion passed. Councillor Holohan, on Donovan Arena.
Okay, so in front of you, there is a quote from the Zamboni. The Sundown Arena is the heart of the news and made it up for the river about itself. It brought to my attention that the facility has major concerns that need to be addressed, namely the acquisition of the Zamboni. The present facility has an older machine which has seen many years and is at the end of its life cycle. I'm speaking with Mr. Raymond Singleton. As he indicated, the current plan for this upcoming year is the rental of the Zamboni, I believe, from their machine. And the current one is sketching it out. This is a temporary solution and merely buys them time until they can have a permanent plan in place. Although there's no deposit required to make the purchase, given that they already have a great relationship with the company that supplies them, they haven't made the step for okaying it, just the mere fact that they are trying to come up with the funding themselves. The cost is substantial. I don't expect to vote per se tonight. Just bringing it to your attention. I also believe that there may be funding grants available, which you may have to look with CAO to see if there's anything available there. To which we could bring an actual proposal to the next meeting.
So is there a motion on that, or you just want to move it forward?
I'm just going to move it forward to the next meeting as we hopefully say if we can access potential grants or funding through the government, then it may give you a better adequate amount of what is actually required. And the process to purchase, even if we were to order today, takes up to about 14 months. So it's not really something that's going to be able to be effective for this upcoming season. It's more of a, to get it in place so that they can have it for next year.
So, Councillor Holohan, would it be beneficial for you to Would you like anyone to work with you to try to develop this plan? Is the Renewable Rec Council or the REIT going to do that, or?
Well, they kind of come to us first just to see if there was any funding, like as far as, grants and subsidies
Okay.
available. So I'm gonna kind of look at, try and find that first.
Okay,
Okay, I'll take any help from them.
so you're good with doing that, and, please, I know Matt is on.
Yeah, I expect I
Recommending
should
with
be
you,
available,
Tyson, certainly Rodney, myself, we're no strangers to fundraising, so if you need help, say no.
Yeah, and with this, I know it kind of makes sense that this is a need, not a want. So I
Yeah.
think we should look at potentially even in the upcoming budget.
Okay.
I do have a question, Madam Mayor.
Question?
Just, do you know how much they pay for once per month rental?
I do not, because they haven't actually.
It'd be nice to know what they're putting in each month, just, I know, with the last Zamboni, I believe it was secondhand, I'm not sure, but I know there was a lot of local fundraising going on out there too, so maybe some sort of partnership can be.
That's why I was volunteering as all to help Councillor Holohan out here. So don't be shy, if you wanna organize something and get us all at the table.
Okay.
Next item on the agenda is the, appointing a head for our RITIPA. So anybody that's not familiar with what a RITIPA is, it's something, it's called, right, the glasses back on. Yeah, Right to Information and Protection of Privacy Act. Okay, this is actually an act in the province of New Brunswick. If you would like to acquire some, records that may not be forthcoming to you, you can submit, an application to this, through this RITIPA Act, and, that information will be forthcoming to you. When we had the ombudsman here, actually, we had the deputy ombudsman here, and at that point in time, they, expressed to us that we should appoint a head for our RITIPA appointment. So, having said that, be it resolved, the council appoint the chief administrative officer as the head of the public body for the municipality of Miramichi River Valley for the purposes of the Right to Information and Protection of Privacy Act. The motion on the floor, is there a seconder? Seconded by Justin. On the question? Question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Contrary? Motion carried. Okay. Here we go, I'm laughing because I'm always shuffling papers. So the next item on the agenda under new business is regarding a buoyant alert system. So the issue is the municipal council, is, requesting to proceed with a subscription to the buoyant alert system. So the situation, background, and discussion on this. The citizens of Miramichi River Valley, that's us, would benefit from this system where they have important messages pushed to their mobile devices by their local government. If this system is adopted, the municipality pays a yearly subscription fee to access messaging portion of the services, and citizens can then download the mobile application and access the information at no charge to them. Unlike social media, where the user goes to a provider looking for information, the user is sent information via push notifications of the Buoyant Alert application. General information such as information on playing fields, road closures, municipal events, a general alert is sent to the user's device. For emergency messaging such as evacuation notices or wildfires, the alert overrides the silence function on your device. So basically, it's a system that the municipality would purchase, then you as residents would go to the app store on your phone and pick out this app and put it on your phone, and then somebody at the office, if there was a message to be sent out, whether there was a wildfire, there was an evacuation had to take place. Hey, garbage day is canceled, whatever the announcement was, it would be sent to your phone. And in the case of actual emergencies, like you can override messages coming into your phone, but in the case of actual emergencies, it would get pushed through anyways. So, the consideration, the financial consideration is, $4,500 a year plus tax, which would give a total of $5,175 per year. There's no legal considerations. A social media campaign would be suggested using the Miramichi River Valley Facebook page and website to inform citizens of the service. So it is recommended that the following resolution be forwarded to council for consideration. Be it resolved that the Council of Miramichi River Valley community hereby subscribe to the Buoyant alert system, and be it further resolved that the council hereby authorizes the CIO to work with staff to develop messaging system parameters. Be it further resolved that the council hereby authorizes the appropriate information campaign to inform citizens of the availability of the service. That's the first recommendation. The second recommendation is to take no action at this time. This is presented to us by our Fire Services Advisor, David McKinley. So, the council, we have either a recommendation to go with this and accept it, or the second recommendation is to do nothing at this time. So, discussion.
I'll speak first.
Yeah.
It seems like a great system, and in the overall budget, it seems like a good price. But I'm just wondering how many citizens would actually use it. That's, you know, when you're giving examples, remember our meeting a month ago? I came in in June. I came in and said the power's going to off in this area the next day, and no one would have down to the district reports. But that would be something that would be pushed out for the area. Now, again, I don't know how much of a need there is for it, but to me, I would use it. I don't want to keep
Councilor Underhill?
So when we read the information, it was quite impressive, the number of communities that had actually adopted this system. So I was pleased with that. There would be two things for me that if we decide to go with this system that are going to be key to ensure the success of it. One would be, as stated, the marketing. The marketing would have to take place not only on social media, I believe, but also by word of mouth and church bulletins and those types of things. And so the folks would know that it's out there and that will receive a push notification if there was information to be shared. The other one was the need for a primary and backup positions that would be the people actually posting the information. We'd have to ensure that we had a primary person that would post the information, but then we need redundancy to ensure if that person's away or however that's going to work. So those are the two for me. I think it's worthwhile. It sounds like the information we also received that the communities that bought it are pleased with it and have used it.
Further comments?
I agree. I do like the idea that it's not something that's mandatory. Like it is an app that you can go download free. So it's not like we're making a requirement that people are gonna have to move into that. It is voluntary to do. Now I think it's the more people that access it, the better. And a good marketing campaign and word of mouth, like Marilyn's saying, the more people on it, the better. But it is ultimately not required. But I think for that price, like Rodney said, I think it's fair enough for the service we're getting.
Yeah, I would say, if you just look at the price, given the amount of people that we have in the community, it'll not even $1 per person. So you're getting pretty good value there. Yes, marketing is going to be the key thing there. I think as long as it's good effort in that, it shouldn't be a problem.
I agree, like, if it only has to alert us once, then it saves people's lives, whether there's a fire or whatever. But, like, I mean, things that we don't expect, then I think it would definitely, I'm like you, and if you're talking $1 a person or whatever or less, it seems like a good idea to me.
And so I'm not sure if it would be part of the process, but my mind keeps going back to that awful disaster that happened in Nova Scotia, and where, the emergency measures there got condemned because, an alert was not sent out to the public that there was a person prowling around, aiming to shoot people. So I'm not sure. I expect if Jennifer or Tina or whoever was manning the switch and posting things, something like that could be put on it as well. So, there's 2 recommendations. One's to approve it, and the second one is to take no action at this time. I would ask maybe for us to consider, if we went that one, that we would at least, table it, and make a plan to come back at the next meeting, or you may want to, adopt it right now. It's your choice, council, you need to make a decision. Rodney?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Maybe we wait till next month, and if we could contact a few of those, communities that already have it, and see what basically the percentage of citizens are actually using it.
Okay, so
That-
I'm hearing let's table it to next month. and-
That's what I
Do some research
suggest.
on it.
And then we're only, down the road a month.
So who's going to contact those people, I guess is my question for a plan of action.
I don't mind contacting them, but
Okay.
merely maybe the communities that are using it.
Perfect. Next item on the agenda is 11.4, storm drain quotes. Tina?
So we have storm drain vacuums, and there's 2 companies in the area that do it, Maritime Environmental and GFL. So I reached out to both of them for quotes. GFL came back at $2,877.82. And Maritime Environmental didn't give us an exact number. They said that they would work 10 to 12-hour days. Last year, they did it in about 1.5 to 2 days, and it's $340 per hour.
So if we took the amount per hour, by the proposed number of hours, anybody?
So the last time that they did it was back in Maritime Environmental did it for 24, and the total was $4,485. Tax in. And GFL quote was $2,877.82.
And they both worked for us in the past?
Yes.
We, looking for input, council, what would you like to do? It needs to be done, you just have to decide who you want to do it.
Yep.
I recommend that we go with the cheapest one.
Seems like
I don't, yeah, it
And
seems like
that
it
would
would be reasonable.
GFL.
So the motion would be to go with GFL, Marilyn?
Yes, the motion would be to have GFL complete the storm drain work. Storm drain flushing. Yes, within the Blackwood area municipality, in accordance with code submitted.
Okay,
There is a summary of service note there. The municipality will supply traffic control as needed.
Yes.
that will supply what?
Traffic control as needed, so, later, so.
We've got somebody to do that? Okay. So, you've heard the motion by Councillor Underhill, do we have a seconder for the motion? Seconded by Councillor Hare on the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Contrary? Motion carries. Wastewater recommendation, if you remember, back in July, we got notification in June from, the Department of the Environment that we were, in non-compliance here in Rockville with the affluent coming out of the lagoon. At that time, there was a motion put forward and we hired Englow, and they did the initial assessment, and I will give you the highlights of that assessment. So, Department of Environment issued correspondence dated June 8th, 2026, advising that its review of Miramichi River Valley file indicated that the average 2025, that's last year's, effluent CBOD's concentration exceeded 25 milligrams per liter. 25, it has to be 25 or less, and ours was exceeding that. So, I guess not even going further. So the next part, on April the 16th, 2025, the data shows that the CBOD's level was 30, and on September 18th of 2025, they were down to 6. Which we would say we're making progress. Problem being on March 16th of 2026, this year, it was 88, and it should be less than 25. Using only the 2 available 2025 laboratory reports, the arithmetic average is 18, and these values do not match the 2025 annual report. It says here that records were not provided. Regardless, the March 2026 CBOD result of 88 milligrams per liter exceeds that elevated effluent. CBODs remains a current performance concern. So April 2025 sample exceeded both the CBODs. The September 2025 sample was below both limits, and in March of 2026 they were above. Sludge accumulation and reduced volume. I think it's important to point out, as this report does, that sludge has not been removed from the lagoon since it was installed in the 80s. If sludge has not been removed since the lagoon was placed into operation, sludge accumulation may be a significant contributing factor to the reported CBOD's compliance issue. Sludge removal is likely to be required. Short-term recommendations, MRV will be required to hire a contractor to remove and dispose of the sludge. Long-term recommendations is after it's done that there's a formal operation and maintenance plan put into place. So the next step that has to happen, we got this report, the next step that has to happen is they would come, and the way it was described to me is somebody's going to have the pleasure of floating the lagoon in a boat with some kind of a ultrasound system, and they're going to measure what the sludge is. And we don't have a choice in this. The Department of the Environment is saying it has to happen, so we do need a motion to move forward with the sludge assessment. So that's what's on the floor right now.
Can I speak on that too?
Sure.
I just read through that. I know, and you basically just said it, but I know the province, like, really seem to emphasize they're looking for answers from the MRV as to why it happened and what are we going to do to fix it. Like, so this doesn't happen again. Obviously, operational plan would be the key.
I can't speak as to why it happened. I guess I would question why it was not, why the Department of the Environment did not cause it to be a problem last year. when is the 2025 result is, out?
They did send no, non-compliance, letters with warning last year, remember?
Okay.
We were told that.
Okay. So, like I said, the next step, we must have a sludge analysis done, and we would need a motion to move in that direction.
I'll
Moved by Councillor Sturgeon, that you wanna,
that we take the next recommended steps, which is the sludge analysis, conducted by Engel.
okay? You've heard the motion, do we have a seconder for the motion? Seconded by Justin. On the question? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Moving on from the floor. International exchange, Councillor Underhill.
Thank you. We received a request from a local teacher who recently went on an international exchange with 2 students to Scotland. They participated in the 3rd annual Lionel, Main, Angley, and River Conservation course in Granttown in Scotland. They in turn are welcoming folks from that area back to Miramichi on October 10th to the 17th. They're asking, as part of their week activities, which will be ongoing through the 10th to 17th, that we would consider supplying resources to have a closing ceremony on Friday, October 16th. They would have, participating in the event would be the students, supervisors, guides, volunteers, and host families, because we have host families as well that will be taking in those students from Scotland. So what they're asking is that we would support them to cover the cost for the rental of the building and the preparation of the meal. So we're looking at approximately 30 people, and I added ourselves into that because council would be invited to also participate. 49. So we're looking at about 37 to 40 people. The quote from the Renews Rec is $975. That includes the turkey dinner, dessert, and the hall rental. So I put that as the council for discussion, and if we wanted to support that endeavor. Can I make a motion first? Sure, I guess I make a motion. So I make a motion that, we cover the cost of the rental and the dinner for the group of students coming from Scotland as well as the associated people.
So you've heard the motion, do we have a seconder to the motion? Seconded by Justin, on the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Contrary? Motion passed.
Thank you.
Again, Councillor Underhill, bylaw 91, I believe is an update to the APP bylaw.
Correct, thank you. So bylaw 91 has been in place for a number of years. Recently, a number of council and mayor have had opportunities to speak with folks across our large, very rural municipality and have received requests for additional ATV access to roads within our municipality. So I'll review those roads and go from there. Firstly, to let folks know, we have ATV access approved from the trail of the Blackville Ballpark to the Irving already. We're asking for additional access from the Blackville Irving to Blackville Foodland. That's to support additional tourism within our area. We're trying to promote tourism, trying to ensure that people traveling through our area use our services that are within our whole municipality. So that's the first one. Then from the tourist building to the Lockstead Road, turning west onto McLagan Drive to the Dungarvan Road. That is the second request. It is currently being used continuously now, so we'd like to ensure that it becomes legal to do that. The next one is from Route 8, from the tourist building up the Lockstead Road to Pineville, turn right onto the South Renews Road to Route 8, across Route 8 to McNeil Street, to the trail. So that allows people access from Blackville out into, up into Pineville, down to the trail in Renews. The next area is same idea, from the tourist building up to the Lockstead Road to Pineville. Then we would go right on the South Renews Road, turn left onto the Red Bridge Road. Now, there's two additional items we spoke about that we would like to include. Once you get to the top of the Red Bridge Road, we would turn right onto Route 108. That would take us to the Shell. That will allow folks in that area, if they need to be able to access gas or other things, they could access the Shell. The other item here is at the top of the Red Bridge Road, you turn left to the Reserve Brook Road. That in turn will allow folks to go into Sunny Corner area and those roads. The next one is from Mullen Stream Road onto the back road to the Northwest Road to the Sunny Corner Irving, which is again really important for people to be able to access gas and those other things you would typically be able to use. The last one is from the trail in Corryville across the Corryville Bridge. As of right now, the Corryville Bridge is not approved for ATV access, so we would ask to have that approved. Down to Route 118, to Route 118 gas station. Again, that will allow people to be able to stop there and get gas or whatever they may need. Those were the items that we spoke about that we would ask to have added to our bylaw. Now, I understand it would take 3 readings, but after the second reading, we were going to investigate further. Madam Mayor, we talked about taking that to required
So some of those requests is going to require what they call a HUP, highway usage permit. It's relatively easy here in Blackville because there's streets and the municipality has some control over the streets. But when you start talking about using Route 108 or using the Northwest Road, that type of thing, they fall under a different jurisdiction. So certainly we want to be able to make access to fuel and things like that more better. I know pretty much every weekend I hear some kind of a story about somebody getting stopped by JPS and maybe getting a fine and so on when they're accessing these. So, Councillor Underhill, thank you very much for the work that you have done on this. I believe next steps would be?
Next steps, I understand, is that we will actually pull up our bylaw number 99 and add to that. Councillor Halligan just reminded me, I did leave one off, if I may. When you come to the end of the Lockstead Road, when you're in Pineville, we also asked people to turn left onto the South Renews Road, and that takes you up to Mackenzie Barron and those types of roads.
So, council, that's a motion, Councillor?
That is a motion to have those added and to start the process.
Okay, you've heard the motion, council. Do we have a seconder to the motion? Seconded by Justin. On the question?
Question.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Contrary? Motion carried. Boom in the park, Councillor Underhill.
So this is the one that we just wanted to speak about. I was just asking for permission and awareness that the Old Fashioned Christmas team and the Blackville Home School, we're going to partner to put this on. It is, excuse me, I think I said the 21st of October in my report. It's October 24th from 4 to 8:30, and it would be similar to a trunk or treat in the park. We're going to work out those details, but we were planning to have a number of events as well as decorations, people in costume, and also if people wanted to participate, families wanted to participate, they would be given 3 credits so that, it's gonna cost $5 per person. So if they participated, we're not gonna charge the child. At 3, credits, and if there's a large family, we would look at $5, $10 per family, something like that, to make it affordable for everybody. We're anticipating it's going to be a great deal of fun and welcome everybody to participate. We will be, going to various businesses as well to see if they wanted to participate in the trunk or treat aspect of it. So I'm looking for permission to be able to use this, the park for this particular event.
Council, do we need a motion for that, or can we just say, enjoy?
I'm not sure.
Well, let's make a motion. Let's make a motion and then we'll be sure.
I motion that, council approves the use of the park for Zoo in the Park on October 24th.
Seconder, Councillor Hare. On the question? All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carries. Now, that goes for Boo in the Park.
Thank you very much.
Next question. Boo. Go ahead.
Thank you. So the last one would be the public complaint management policy. This was given to council for review, and if they had any,
It's not on the agenda.
some might just.
It was on the original agenda, and then when I double checked today.
Oh, we're gonna hold it up?
Yeah, the committee of the whole,
I'm
and we
happy.
would move it to September.
Wonderful.
That's why I took it out.
Okay.
That's great. Thank you so much.
That's why I'm looking over my glasses and everywhere.
So I did have it on mine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
So the next item on our agenda is, Article 1110, expressions of interest for committees. As you recall, when we first formed council, we formed a whole bunch of new committees, and we invited the people who live in our entity, if they had an interest, if they had a specialty, whatever drove them to want to be a part of our committees, that we invited them to submit their names. The following have submitted their names. So item 1110, be it resolved that council appoint the following residents to council appointed committees in accordance with the expressions of interest received. Gladys Vickers, Health Services Committee. Jill Brophy, Human Services Committee, Finance and Infrastructure Committee, Emergency Measures, Fire Services and Public Safety Committee. Trish Trenter, Emergency Measures, Fire Services and Public Safety Committee. Brock Curtis, Parks and Recreation Committee. Leon Ross, Emergency Measures, Fire Services and Public Safety Committee. Dan McVicker, Emergency Measures, Fire Services and Public Safety Committee. Sue Fitzpatrick, Health Services Committee, Finance and Infrastructure Committee, Community Advisory Committee, Emergency Measures, Fire Services and Public Safety, Parks and Recreation Committee, Tourism Committee, and Human Resources Committee. Jade Badette, Emergency Measures, Fire Services and Public Safety Committee. Health Services Committee, Finance and Infrastructure Committee, and Human Resource Committee. Shelley Brennan, Finance and Infrastructure Committee and Human Resources. Lori Brophy, Finance and Infrastructure Committee. Do we have a seconder for the motion? Seconded by Councillor Buggy on the question.
Question?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Contrary? Motion carried. Now, this isn't to say that if there's more people out that are interested, it's wide open. I think, Marilyn, you're still looking for members for some of your committees?
For the health committee.
For the health committee?
Yes.
So you got a yes from Betsy.
Oh, perfect.
So, lovely. So, thank you, community members, for your expressions of interest. The next item on the agenda is 11.11, is the Code of Conduct, to deal with conflict of interest complaint dating July 9th, 2025. Before you arrived, we were in an in-camera session, dealing with, personnel matters and legal matters and that types of things. And we dealt with, that Code of Conduct, in that session. And now we have to come back to our open session and make the motions that came forward from our in-camera session. So, who would like to start, council? There was at least 3 different motions, I believe. 2?
Yeah, two.
Two.
Rodney already did his,
Go ahead, Rodney did his, okay?
so it's just,
I motion to hire a third-party professional to investigate, formal complaints, that we now have on the books.
So you've heard the motion, council, do we have a seconder for the motion? Seconded by Justin, on the question?
We should have impartiality or impartial, just be aware of the wording for that. Someone that's
Third party impartial.
third party impartial, that's right.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
just don't want to.
yeah, no, you're not gonna hire me. And, okay, so you've heard the, motion, it was seconded, on the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. So from our presentations tonight, I believe that, Tudor put a request on the floor. Council, do you want to discuss that request? How do you want to handle it?
Go ahead.
I think it would be an opportunity to discuss it further. They're asking for, I believe, a reasonable amount of funds. We know we also have a rec council, where did you speak to earlier, Matthew? In Millerton.
Millerton.
And at this point, I don't believe is supporting them either. So is it true that, council right now has 3 rec councils that we provide funds that they can use? Would be Blackville, Renews, and Sunny Corner?
correct.
I believe we are a huge municipality, and to believe that people would travel perhaps to Sunny Corner or even to Renew from the far end down by the enclosure is an unreasonable expectation, very much. So I think the request from Tuaduck is quite reasonable. Would it be this year? I don't think it could be this year, but we start our planning, our budget planning in September for our new fiscal year, which begins January 1st, 2027. So, I think it's a reasonable request. If we want to talk about it now, or if you want to put it on hold.
Just quickly, Millerton, are they incorporated?
I don't think so.
So maybe that's the difference.
So the other 3, I believe we spoke to are incorporated. Blackville is incorporated. Renews is
Yeah.
incorporated, and Sunny Corner is incorporated, and I believe we heard tonight that Tudor is incorporated. So is that a form of a motion that we would look at it in the 2027 budget?
Yes, I'll put it forth as a motion, and then that allows us to have further discussion.
Okay.
Right, so I'll put forth that we add, the Tuaduck Community or Recreation. I'm looking at Mrs. Tozer,
Tuaduck Community Center.
Community Center Incorporated to our under our recreation umbrella. And again, appropriately fund them in 2027 budget year.
So you've heard a motion by Councillor Underhill. Is there a seconder to that motion? Seconded by Senator Holohan.
Senator Donovan.
Senator Donovan. You've been called first. Councillor Holohan, on the question. Question?
Should we inquire to Millerton as well, just to see if they could be in the process and we don't know?
Yeah, I'll touch base with Lori.
So,
Because that could create an innovation as well.
yeah, so that would be another motion, but on the question of this motion, question. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, aye. Contrary? Motion passed. Okay. Date of the next meeting is September 1st, 2026. September,
You guys will be back.
September 1st, 2026. Do we have a motion for adjournment? Moved by Paula, seconded by Councilor Buggy, on the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. You girls owe me ice cream.
They had a time.
Thank you very much, everybody.